Hi, this is Daniel DiTuro. If you're tired of store-bought apple turnovers that are mostly pastry instead of apple, this homemade apple turnover recipe is stuffed with fresh cooked apples. You'll need 2 Granny Smith or other Targ cooking apples, 3 tablespoons of packed brown sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/8 teaspoon of nutmeg, 1 teaspoon of cornstarch, 1 tablespoon of cold water, 1 tablespoon of butter or margarine, and 1 sheet of thawed puff pastry. Peel, core, and slice the apples about 1/4 inch thick. You can prepare the apples ahead of time by placing them in a bowl of cold water with 2 tablespoons of lemon juice or 1/2 teaspoon of citric acid. If you do this, drain the apples well before proceeding to the next step. Melt the butter in a large skillet over medium heat. Add the apples and cook, stirring about 2 minutes. Next, stir in the brown sugar, nutmeg, and cinnamon, and cook, stirring about 2 minutes. Combine the water and cornstarch, add it to the apples, and cook about 1 minute or until the liquid thickens. Remove the cooked apples from the heat and preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Line a large baking sheet with parchment paper. Lightly dust your work surface with flour, and then carefully unfold the puff pastry. Remove and discard any paper, and repair any cracks by pressing them together. If your puff pastry sheet is rectangular, gently roll it into a square. Use a sharp knife or pizza cutter to trim away any rough edges, and cut the pastry into 4 squares. Divide the apple mixture, placing it on 1/2 of each square. To help seal the turnovers, moisten the edges with cold water using your fingers. Fold the pastry over the apples to form a triangle. Use the tines of a fork to press and seal the edges. You can do this in the baking sheet or on your work surface. Use a fork to puncture each pastry in 2 or 3 places to allow steam to escape. Bake 20 to 25 minutes or until the pastries are puffed and golden brown. Transfer the cooked turnovers to a wire rack and cool 10 minutes before serving. 1 large turnover has 360 calories, 9 grams of saturated fat, 250 milligrams of sodium, 3 grams of fiber, 22 grams of sugar, and 5 grams of protein. Thank you for watching. Buon appetito!